Roger Federer picked up his phone. He didn't call his agent. He didn't call his coach. He didn't call the world number one. He called a 21-year-old girl who had just lost in the first round. And when Aryna Sabalenka found out, the world number one, the woman who had begged him for a selfie, the woman who had practiced every single point just to impress him, her reaction broke the internet. This is the story of one dinner in Paris that nobody saw coming. Title card. Tennis detonated. Stories that go beyond the scoreline. ACT 1. The loss, May 28, 2026. Roland Garros. Court 14. Alex Eala had just lost. 6-4, 6-2. First round. Done. The Filipino flag had waved. The crowd had chanted her name. But the scoreboard told a brutal truth. Another Grand Slam dream. Over before it began. Her phone flooded with support messages. Her mother held her. Her coaches reminded her the clay season was a marathon, not a sprint. None of it helped. Then her phone buzzed one more time. An unknown number. One line. No emojis. No explanation. Dinner tonight. 8:30, Lombardy. I'll send a car. Eala stared at the screen. Showed it to her mother. Mama, who is this? Her mother read it. Looked up. Eyes full of tears. It's him, Anik. It's Roger. ACT 2. The restaurant, Lombardy. 3 Michelin stars. A waiting list measured in months. A clientele that includes heads of state and Hollywood royalty. Federer arrived first. 44 years old. Dark jacket, no tie. Hair grayer than his trophy days. But those eyes. Still the same eyes that had made rivals tremble across 20 Grand Slam finals. He had no reason to be in Paris. No matches to play. No commercial obligations. No agent telling him to show up. He was here for one reason only. Eala arrived 10 minutes later, still in her practice clothes. White Nike top. Black leggings. Hair in a ponytail. She hadn't dressed for a 5-star dinner. She had dressed for tennis. Because just hours ago, she was still on the practice courts, drilling for a match that no longer existed. Federer rose as she entered. Alex, thank you for coming. I know you have a lot on your mind. Her hand trembled as she shook his. Mr. Federer, I don't understand. Call me Roger, he said. And you're here because I've been watching you. Not just this week. For years. ACT 3. The words, the food arrived. Eala barely touched it. Because Federer had started speaking, and every word landed like a serve down the tee. When I retired, everyone asked what I'd miss most. The trophies. The center courts. The crowd. He shook his head. I told them it was the locker room. The quiet moments. The shared loneliness of a sport that demands everything and gives back very little. He looked at her directly. I've watched you carry yourself after losses that would have broken others. I've watched your mother in the stands, hands clasped, lips moving in silent prayer. You have something rare, Alex. A heart that people can see from the outside. Eala's throat tightened. I lost today, Roger. First round. Again. I know, he said. That's exactly why I wanted to see you. He leaned forward. The losses matter more than the wins. The first round exits. The moments when the weight feels too heavy. Those are the moments that shape you. Not the trophies. The fight. He touched her hand across the table. You lost today. And yet, here you are. Having dinner with a retired legend. Being written about in every newspaper. Being loved by millions. Do you know why? She shook her head. Because you never quit. People don't love you for your results, Alex. They love you for your heart. That's not something you can buy. That's something you're born with. The tears came before she could stop them. Federer raised his glass. To the losses that teach us. To the fights that define us. To Alex Eala. Laban, she whispered, clinking her glass against his. ACT 4, the other side of Paris. While that dinner was happening, across the city, in a darkened hotel suite at Hotel Napoleon. Aryna Sabalenka sat alone. Room service tray. Untouched. Phone in her hand. Screen frozen on a single news alert she had read 3 times. Roger Federer dines with Alex Eala at Lombardy. Private room. No cameras. No entourage. Just the two of them. Sabalenka set her phone down, walked to the window. The Eiffel Tower sparkled in the distance. She thought back to the Australian Open just months earlier. Federer sitting courtside with Rod Laver. Her heart racing so badly, she double-faulted 3 times in her opening service game. After the match, she had grabbed the microphone and done something no world number 1 had ever done. "I'm a huge fan," she had said, turning toward Federer. "Can I take a picture with you, please?" The crowd had laughed. Federer had smiled. And Sabalenka had bounded over like a child meeting her hero. She had saved that selfie, replayed that moment, told everyone who would listen. And now he had chosen someone else. Not Goff, not Osaka, not her. A 21-year-old ranked 37th in the world. A player who had never won a Grand Slam. A player who had just lost in the first round. Her coach knocked at midnight. "Aryna, what's going on?" She sat on the edge of her bed, head in her hands. Why does he see her and not me? I've won Grand Slams. I've been number 1. I've done everything right. And he picks a girl who lost in the first round? Her coach sat beside her quietly. "It's not about winning, Aryna. It's never been about winning. It's about something else." "What?" "I don't know. But whatever it is, Alex has it." Sabalenka didn't sleep that night. ACT 5, the match, next day. Court Philippe Chatrier. Sabalenka walked on court, and the crowd rose to greet their champion. But something was wrong. The cameras caught it. The commentators whispered. Her eyes kept drifting, not to her coach, not to her team, to an empty seat. The seat where Federer had sat at the Australian Open. The seat where he might have sat again, if he had chosen her. She double-faulted twice in her opening service game. "She's distracted," one commentator said. "Something is off." She survived. Won the first set 7-6 in a tiebreak. But it was ugly, unconvincing, unworthy of the world number 1. At the press conference, a journalist asked, "Aryna, you're a known fan of Federer. What were your thoughts when you learned about the dinner with Alex Eala?" The room went silent. Sabalenka stared at the microphone for a long moment. Then, "Good for her," she said. "She deserves it." Diplomatic, measured, safe. But the cameras caught her eyes. Red, puffy. The eyes of someone who had been crying. ACT 6, the post. That evening, Sabalenka posted a photo on Instagram. The Australian Open selfie. Her and Federer, both smiling. The caption read, "He didn't choose me for dinner, but he watched me play. That's enough. That has to be enough. Love on Alex, you're lucky, and you deserve it." 5 million likes. Within hours. Eala saw it, hesitated, then typed, "He sees you too, Aryna. He always has. You're a champion. Never forget that." Sabalenka's reply came within seconds. "Thank you. Now, go win something so I have someone worth competing with." Eala laughed. And just like that, the tension softened into something neither of them expected. Respect. Understanding. The quiet recognition that in the lonely world of professional tennis, a legend's admiration is not a competition. Federer could see them both. He always had. Closing. Eala boarded a plane back to Mallorca. Sabalenka advanced to the 4th round. The French Open found its champion. But the story everyone remembered from Roland Garros 2026 wasn't the final, wasn't the trophy, wasn't the champion. It was one dinner, one phone call, one retired legend who looked past the rankings and saw something the scoreboard could never show. And one world number 1, sitting alone in the dark, learning that even champions can feel invisible. The question that stays with me is simple. When Sabalenka looks back on her career years from now, on the Grand Slams, the number 1 ranking, the records, will she remember the selfie with Roger Federer? Or will she remember the night she realized, winning everything doesn't mean everyone sees you? Drop your thoughts below. And subscribe to Tennis Detonated for stories that go beyond the scoreline.